Hi everyone, welcome. The bins we're checking in on are my original red wiggler worms living in these two tubs over here. The meal they're getting is approximately 2.5. Yeah, I would say that each bin's going to get about 2.5 banana peels. There's a good bit of stuff here. These bananas were pretty big and delicious, so hopefully the peels are just as yummy as the banana itself was. These systems at 21 days of age were checked in on day 10, and now 11 days later on day 21 we're coming in here to give them feeding number 3. Yeah, feeding number 1 was already in the bins when the worms were introduced, and feeding 2 came 11 days ago. Feeding 3 is happening now. So I'm going to get a glove on, get these systems up on the bench, and we're going to get them fed. So let's get to work. Alrighty. Things should look fairly similar here once we get the covers removed. So beneath the plastic and beneath the newspaper top coverings, we start encountering more things that are common between the systems. These feeding zone indicators. We ended up with 2 here, I believe because 2 of them were already in place showing us where we last fed, and then 2 of them came in with the bait box. And the bait box was used to round up straggler worms that were still left behind in their old environment. So after we launched these bins 3 weeks ago, we deployed the bait box into their old castings that were left behind, and I believe it was here in bin number 1 where we released those little guys, and I'm fairly certain that that's what we're starting to see here, is like blueberries were the foods used in the bait box. So if we go looking through the feeding zone in bin number 2, we're not going to find any blueberry there. The feeding they got last time was an assortment of different things. We're also probably likely to bump into some things that might have come with the worms from their old environment. So something like this fairly heavily worn pumpkin stem, I would have to guess, was probably something that accompanied the worms from their old home. I'm starting to see some of the stuff we used as bedding when we fed last time. These orange napkins ring a bell, and here too definitely a fairly slow composting object that was something that these wormies were probably working on in their old home, the outer husk of a mango's seed. We're bound to find similar objects in both systems. And I'm already bumping into something that was fed last time, and it still shows signs that they're working on it. Is the stem of a pumpkin, but this one still had the portion of the pumpkin attached to it, and they've pretty much whittled almost everything away of the soft pumpkin vegetable matter. A little bit of the skin still shows here, and it seems very unlikely that we'll be seeing any of that in any future check-ins. That stuff will probably be gone the next time. Then we'll really just be down to the stem itself. Only bin number 2 received the pumpkin stem. I think the thinking behind that was that bin number 1 got the worms that came out of the bait box. Was that the rationale? They get the bait box edition of worms, and these guys get the pumpkin stem. Maybe that was what was thought to be fair. I don't remember. Ooh, nice orangey, citrusy scent, but I think we've got to pick up the pace here because I'm concerned. I gave myself sort of a very strict limit on getting this video done, so I didn't even delete enough space on my camera to film more than 10 minutes. I saw that there was 10 minutes remaining. I was about to start deleting some older footage, and I said, you know what? Running out of space on the storage on the camera is something we just cannot allow to have happen. So I think we're going to get these little guys fed, give them a little boost to their bedding, even though it's probably the last thing they need. Not that they don't need it, but not that they're desperate for it is my point by saying that. So in comes a nice little bit of the seasoned stuff from over here closer to me. I just replenished the supply yesterday, so the stuff further from me still needs a little bit of time to sort of get primed. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I figured let's grab a handful of the seasoned stuff. And look at that. That is actually quite a bit of food right there. And I got a feeling that these feeding zones are going to become extremely popular between now and the next time we check in. Banana peels do have a tendency to stick around. They're a fairly tough object. So they'll come in and start nibbling off what they can, but they'll probably continue to hang out on that stuff, enjoying it as just a place to be. And they'll keep nibbling on it, but I bet you we'll see good bits of leftover banana peel the next time we get back in here. So I have this funny feeling like I'm about to run out of time, so I'm going to try to blend in a lot of this leafy matter that was sprinkled out on the top surface, because I'd really like to come in here today and be extra generous, because we've already included a good bit of nice bedding down underneath the feeding zone. But I'd like to come in with a little bit more of that top dressing leafy matter that we found, just like what we found when we first arrived. And that'll just give the bin a really nice cozy look to it, right? So let's not allow ourselves to get caught up in anything though, because we've got to get this thing done. And that's pretty cool. I had a feeling somewhere in one of my bins somewhere, I thought I was sort of applying a lot of bedding too quickly in the very early stages of the bin's life, leading me to sort of, I don't know, maybe sort of feel like I was almost running out of space to rummage around and move material around and do things. So I will want to make sure I don't make myself feel that way in here, because we definitely have a good bit of material floating around in here. Luckily I've left myself sufficient space to do my pushing and pulling and plowing and piling and all that other fun stuff. But I believe that if we don't get stuff done here in a moment or two, we're going to run out of time. So let me really quickly, just in case we do run out of time, say thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, as always, please don't forget to leave me a quick thumbs up before you go. That's always really appreciated. And if you haven't done so already, please also consider subscribing to the channel. That's also very much appreciated. So, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? I just have this funny feeling. I feel like I'm just going to go to the bars, to the color bars. No, we made it. Awesome. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you back here next time. Take care. Bye now.